It's full of life here. This defies comprehension.
Yeah! And there's so many plants. It's so...
Sir Rama,
Huh?
Are
you mocking?
interpret it however you want.
Whatever you say.
There's nothing to be angry.
It does seem
What's the hurry? Dodge this!
Windblade, be gone!
Oh, so sorry.
Windblade!
Let's spark things up a little.
Windblade!
Cool it! Dodge this!
Let it rain!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Prepare to be blown away!
It's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers, and it looks like there's something among them.
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret's.
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rule?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances. but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret were never enemies at all.
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers.
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, it was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans. Fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last, how could I ever begin to accept this?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a
Dia, my Eremites, and I.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll live. I should probably go. Can't just...
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking, but please, give me some time. After everything that's happened...
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your mad... sorry.
You seem to finally understand that...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Raman's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back. Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Oh, anyone need a health checkup? Booty booty! No! No one escapes my sight! Don't be nervous! Just relax! Windblade! Be gone! That's cheating!
I'll keep this close.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will... It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought, the Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus festival with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. They were able to... Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see if it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. But slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad... Rahman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keeper.
Sure. As you...
The village keepers you've found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy. Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can go fetch.
Oh, Prime.
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I...
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense.
So, everyone, are we...
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That.
Well, let's brainstorm a little...
The next time we gather here, we must have a...
Yep, it'll work out.
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can...
Paimon's a little...
To be honest, I feel the same. But your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you...
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you were... Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. And good luck.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparation.
Okay.
I'll hate them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told me...
Yes, she did. But our plan is not child's play. We won't be... I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more...
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while we all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how...
Speaking of the front line...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely... But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to... Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant...
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species.
This guy.
All intellectual... Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the truth. The Withering, Elazar, and the...
But Paimon thought that Irminsul... At least, that's what... Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots.
But if that's the case...
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you...
In that case, to make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the stick...
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. Ah, they're here.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extraction?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge? Are you going to put more?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very furious!
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. Traveler, I want you to record something. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes,
Paimon is still really worried.
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool we have.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievement. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what was the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get it.
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device has, after all that time, a slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries, and
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting.
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head...
Small project?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought. And in the end, I still can't agree to it.
But it's still the best plan we have.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local... Had I known all Hatham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate.
Seems you really do understand the ways.
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the caravan Reebok guard.
Wait, how can...
We can't get through that wall easily. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion.
That also sounds like something all Hath...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan...
Of course he does. He told me. He also said that with the help of Sino and the... I never blindly trust anyone. And I've always...
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting... To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and...
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll...
Sino, on behalf of my people, I think we have no fear of casualties. Because we crave the...
Well, now that you've... But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything, since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation.
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location.
Ah, of course, of course. But who exactly are you planning to arrest?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el...
As many as Ain al-Ahmar?
Then I suggest that you report this to your...
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust...
Paimon can't believe you're still in them. Aren't you even a little worried? Even if that guard doesn't know?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Reebok operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter. Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing...
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of...
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must... Actually, considering the power of the Akasha...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, if you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to the... But things like that never happened again after we met...
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about it? Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the...
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained by sorting and analyzing entered data. The Akasha can derive behavioral logic. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, emotions are part of our behavioral logic. Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of a decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a... The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your... So, in my...
Makes sense to me.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped.
Paimon's...
Next time, pay attention.
Will do.
Just remember to stay...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be
Beep! Construct...
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your...
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have...
There's no need for flattery.
Yeah.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites. Any questions about the...
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academe. Get ready.
It's time for the operation! Let's go meet Sino in the desert!
Wait a moment. You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to give it our best.
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What are you judging from those shiny weapons in your...
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smug...
Who are you supposed to be?
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's giving me this much time of day. Brothers! For the...
Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Freeze!
Let's blow bubbles! Uh-oh! Windblade! No escape! Windblade! Be gone!
Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time.
I swear, it's for medical research!
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel in the...
You pitiful dendro!
I'm afraid...
King Deshret will...
Silence!
Oh!
Restrain them and...
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino. I will now take...
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really...
Yes.
That's fantastic! And that punch you gave Ramon there? Sure...
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan.
Yeah, you're the reason why everything went...
It's not the time to celebrate yet. Go join up with her. She will need...
Speaking of which, is it really okay...
I have a very close relationship. If we need help, get ready for the next phase of the...
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5
sorry. We didn't mean...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that. All joking aside, I'm glad you're...
But where should we...
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the... Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the Academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that So, we'll find Tainari and convince him the sages have placed spies everywhere. You should be—
But Paimon thought—
That's certainly true, but—
how much more?
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be looking good. There are many kinds of smiles, but only— Let's go. It's time to pay.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important. Please.
All right. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by— Okay. What is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask.
Yes, I know him. Actually,
He left all—
yeah.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this. For now, all we can share—
Sino, you said. I see. So that's why he hasn't been— Okay. I'll answer your questions and will assist you any way I can. You don't have to tell me everything that's happened.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried that we—
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia.
Hypatia? Why would he—
And what do you mean by take away?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean you're leaving?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a— Let me ask, have you been taking care of a skull—
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking,
Since you asked, I'll be frank.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar,
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general—
Well, you're the only one who's ever made—
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also I will personally supervise.
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the Academia. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor. It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave. It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted, and that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps he never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our...
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true...
I don't think I missed any details.
Sorry, we can't tell you everything.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because of me. Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the Academia and assist him with his research.
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. The handwriting and the tone are both familiar, but some details have been omitted. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots stand for a rainy day. This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters. I believe something may have happened to him.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academia, to investigate this matter, right?
I'd like to ask you to do that for me, if you can keep yourself safe. Please withdraw immediately at the first hint of danger.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is, but your master might be involved with it. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove. If the situation becomes critical, All
right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant.
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like this from the General Mahamama.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing... On that note, aren't you...
The Academia, yes. But my master is a man of it. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted.
I see. So you noticed something was up with...
This may well be how Sino became involved. Also, if you run into Sino again, please... I think this may be something he needs to hear right now.
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell him.
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down... Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he left?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. Just to be safe, let's check.
But we have no idea where he went!
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find... That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems to be where they're headed.
Port Ormos? They're going to—
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a look for ourselves.
Skills seems—
Shh! Don't draw their attention. The port is crawling with Fatui soldiers.
Let's keep going and see what we—
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a SNES-9 Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from him.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him. This place will do. We can hide here while we keep an eye on the...
Uh-oh! He saw us!
Huh? Is he waving at...
It's time to say goodbye.
Wait, is he the...
You mean...
And where are all the soldiers we saw on the port?
They were all here just a few minutes ago. But now, they vanished.
So this was a trap. Wait, don't tell me.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to...
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see.
Oh no! Are you saying they're going to...
Let's go!
Pardis Di is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do as you please.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question. I've done my duty to inform you.
It would seem that my words have fallen on deaf. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Pardisti...
With all due respect, your base...
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. I may be staying at Pardisti as a scholar. It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of...
Then it seems our converse...
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not a...
Tighnari! Are you alright?
I'm fine. These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Use this first. Ida! You need to hurry up! This one's well done. Take cover.
Wibbly wobbly!
This one's well done. You need to hurry up. That seemed to work.
What's the hurry? Freeze!
Dodge this. You need to hurry up. Roast and fry.
Windblade! Prepare to be blown away!
I must collect myself. Use this first.
No escape!
Freeze!
That seemed to work.
Don't get frostbite.
This first.
Windblade!
That seemed to work.
Floaty floaty! He might feel a little prick!
This is trouble.
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia! Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tighnari! Beat him up!
Let's end this quickly. Ida! I will end you. You need to hurry up.
Don't push your luck! Freeze! Don't push your luck! Cool it!
I slipped up. Roast and fry. This one's well done.
Freeze! This one will be frozen in time.
You dodge this. Let's end this quickly.
Let it rain!
Cool it!
This isn't good. You need to hurry up. Roast and fry. This one's well
Freeze!
Windblade!
done. Fuel clogged.
orders are absolute.
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now.
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
This is bad.
Dodge this!
No escape!
This doesn't look good.
Let's end this quickly. No escape.
Nervous? Just relax.
Prepare yourself. No escape.
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon.
Got it! Apasia's still here. Doesn't look like anyone's broke. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What? The Balladeer is here?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of